under Biden, you had this program called Operation Allies Welcome. Now, first of all, I'm already getting irritated at these sorts of benign names that we give to things. Operation Allies Welcome. And we're all supposed to stand there and cheer because guess what? We're doing an operation and involves our allies, and we all got to welcome them. Please applaud on cue. Except that when you step back and take a good look at what is happening on the ground at the Kabul airport, nobody is sifting between allies and enemies. Nobody is making any distinctions. I kept hearing at the time, and to some degree I must say I believed it, well, a lot of these people were translators. Well, if you brought 100 people to this country who showed their work ID and they were doing translations for U.S. forces, and the idea was let's not leave them to the mercy of the Taliban, they're all going to be killed, I would be somewhat more sympathetic to that. But we brought something like 200,000 people here in total. I'm talking about the people who came on the planes, and by the way, we now know that those planes were they just filled up the planes. There was actual directives coming from the White House say anybody who's trying to get in, let him on, no problem. No vetting, no checking. All the assurances of vetting turn out to be bogus and false and lies. But above and beyond that, lots of people were brought subsequent to that, also under the same program. So what? We have 200,000 quote translators? We needed that many translators for U.S. forces? No. This was a ruse. This whole idea, they create a benign image. They find the most sympathetic example. The most sympathetic example is the young Afghan guy who's like dutifully following around the U.S. soldier. May I translate for you? May I help you out? And essentially they say that's the kind of guy we're bringing in, even though in reality that is not the case. So between this Afghan operation and basically a porous border, you can only imagine what kind of lunatics and psychos and jihadis and criminals are now in this country. It's not even a simple matter of let's secure the border, let's not bring any more in. They're already here. They're in. They walk among us, so to speak. What can be done to get rid of them is now an important question, because I think ultimately you can't wait for each of these guys who has a bent to violence, who has a plan to execute somebody or to stab somebody. We can't go, all right, let's wait, let's see what happens, and once they do that, then we're gonna really go after them and really get them and really lock them up or really send them home. No, there has to be a way ultimately to deal with this problem now. And these incidents are almost a kind of warning or wake-up call to the country saying, look, this is what we got under Biden. The country, in fact, deteriorated enormously in the last 4 years, not just in the familiar indices of inflation and economic deterioration, but also in terms of the insecurity that all of us now face as a result of the irresponsible, reckless, and in fact maliciously evil decisions that were made by the senior people in the Biden administration. We're living with it now. This unfortunate young National Guardswoman is dead because of it. Other people, I think, are likely to be harmed or die before we fully wake up to this problem. And yet, we ought to wake up sooner rather than later.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.